But at the end of the day, what is your goal, right? Like do you really just want the sash and the crown and say, I won this competition? Or do you actually want to do something with this?
Hello and welcome to the Dirt Track Confessions podcast with your host, Mandee Pauch Mahaney. The Dirt Track Confessions show starts in 3, 2, 1, and the green is out.
Hello, everyone. I am your host, Mandee Pauch Mahaney, and I think I'm just always excited to share with you guys. But this week's episode here on the podcast, I'm going to be talking to you guys about judging the Ms Motorsports Pageant, my entire experience with it. I've been jokingly telling everyone that I have been wanting to be a judge for the last 30 years of my life, and it finally happened. Basically, the Ms Motorsports Pageant, if you're not from the Northeast in racing, I guess you would say, being Ms Motorsports is, okay, I say this with love, but it's like a glorified trophy girl, right? Like, everyone knows Ms Motorsports. It's not your kind of local racetrack trophy queen. She travels, she's got the sash, she's got the crown, she's got poster deals, all kinds of stuff like that. So if you don't know, definitely look it up. What I want to do right now is kind of walk you through the steps of being a judge. So for a lot of you guys, I'm sure you see the woman walking around in pictures on the stage, smiling, in her bikini, wearing heels, rocking it, wearing the crown, whatever it is. But behind the scenes as a judge, it was super freaking interesting. And I want to kind of walk you through the stages of what these women had to do. So there were 16 contestants this year, and there were 10 judges. So what we did was, as soon as I got there, it was almost like nonstop I'm sure for the women too. But there were 10 judges. We go into this back room. We have 5 minutes with each contestant. 5 minutes, that is it. As soon as they walk in the room, it's seriously, this whole experience, I just felt for all those women because I was nervous for them. And so they come in this room, they sit down, it's kind of like a conference table, all these judges around a table. This woman comes in all dressed up, sits down across the room with a chair, and we just attack them with questions. And I thought, oh my God, I couldn't do it. So some of the questions that, the common questions were asked, why do you want to be Ms Motorsports? What do you envision? How are you going to balance being Ms Motorsports if you were to get the crown? And how would you balance, your work life and your title as Ms Motorsports? If you put yourself in the spotlight, how do you handle negativity? And I was shocked. I shouldn't have been shocked, but more so impressed by the way the women responded and how they said that they would handle negativity, because with this role, which I'm going to get into, I feel has a bad reputation. And don't worry, ladies, men, you're going to keep listening and we're going to dive deeper. But at the end of the day, what is your goal, right? Do you really just want the sash and the crown and say, I won this competition? Or do you actually want to do something with this? And for a lot of us judges, and they're different judges every year, which I think is a fantastic idea. But it felt like the room of judges we had, we really wanted to make sure we were getting a woman that was going to represent our sport and that really wanted to do something with this title. Which kind of leads me into, the bad reputation, right? The bad reputation that beauty pageants have. And if you don't think they do, I'm sorry, I'm bursting your bubble, but it definitely exists out there. I feel there's two sides of it. There's amazing benefits that come with either competing in pageants or becoming, a pageant queen. I think that's what we'll call it. Or I also feel that there's some toxic traits that come along with it. So the one side, I feel there's standards. Just like anything in life, there are standards. But more so with beauty pageants, maybe some standards are a little bit more unrealistic for some women. You know, beauty standards like you have to be thin to compete or to even place. God forbid if we have a woman with curve appeal. Women who compete or don't even place or that want to compete but don't, it can play such a mental game in your head. You know, it might create a negative self-image on themselves. You know, it might lower their self-esteem. It might cause body image issues, you know, depression, anxiety. They may feel like they have to dress a certain way or look a certain way or change who they are to be able to win. It should not be like that. Now, hey, I know I'm not like solving world peace or hunger or anything like that. This is Mandee's opinions. Take it or leave it. But I have witnessed firsthand people tear these women down for competing. They tear them down because these women, they don't quote unquote meet their standards as to what a trophy queen should be. Again, their standards. Not yours, not mine, but theirs. The words that are coming out of that person's mouth is their standards. Remember that for me. They point, they laugh, they say mean things. Meanwhile, those women are brave enough to get their butts up on that stage. That right there, for me, it terrifies me most for these women. They're doing something they wholeheartedly believe in, and yet people have the nerve to make these women feel less of themselves. If you're one of those people, shame on you. All that tells me is how insecure you feel about yourself. Now, I'm just assuming, I like to believe that I attract happy people that are very supportive, but if you're one of them, you know, whether you're male or female, just take this with a grain of salt, but also take into consideration, you know, words do hurt. Actions do hurt. You know, I talked to a lot of women over this past weekend, you know, when I did the judging, and I told them, I'm like, no one who loves themselves and accepts themselves for who they are would never bring another human down. So the fact that they have the nerve and the time to want to tear you down for chasing after your dreams just tells me that they're unhappy with themselves. I can totally go on a whole rant on that, guys. But on the flip side, on the positive side, I feel these type of pageants help women grow up to be confident and secure women who know how to interact with people, who know how to handle situations better and can hold their own. Doing pageants, it can help build their personality, their social skills. It helps build their confidence. Every year, I love when I see, you know, what they do at this pageant is the Ms Motorsports prior. So Ms Motorsports 2022, she's there, she gives her speech, and then she hands the crown and the sash off to the next woman. And just seeing how far she has come in just a year and the woman that she has become because of this, she's a whole new woman. And I love seeing that. I love seeing the experience that these women have, and it just builds them into the better version of themselves. However, for younger generations of girls who look up to these women, they might see these ladies with the crowns and sashes and think that beauty equals success. This is where I strongly feel the role as a pageant queen being a role model, or as Ms Motorsports, you know, for this specific matter, these women have a huge role to play, not only for their image, but for the younger girls who are watching their every move. So it's up to these women to set the stage, to show them they can be and do and look like whatever it is they want, and they can still succeed. They can still have success. If they want to compete and be in a pageant, fantastic. If they want to race a car, fantastic. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. I am always praising the women, you know, that do these types of competitions, or body lifters. I mean, it's obviously something that they really love and believe in, and there's something that's driving them to that, and I'm all for it, right? I always joked around Please, I don't think I'm dating myself with this one, but Mean Girls, when, oh gosh, who was it that won the crown? And she basically breaks off the crown and just tosses it in the crowd. It was like, you deserve this, you deserve this, you deserve this. And so that's how I feel. At the end of the day, I strongly feel these type of pageants are a great idea because they can provide exposure and opportunities for women who truly love the sport, who want to get involved and make a difference, but don't know how to get themselves out there. Doing a pageant is a great place to start and a great place to get themselves out there. That is, as long as you treat the sash and the crown in the right manner. You have an image to uphold as soon as you earn that title. Okay, I know this was a very opinionated piece. This is how I feel. You may feel differently, and that's okay. You're allowed to. It is a free country. But for me, just being in the behind the scenes, which is so like everything I do is behind the scenes, I was just in awe of every woman that signed up and competed. There were 16 of them. I was just so impressed, and every single one of them I feel brought something special to the table. And the woman that won, I mean, she just knocked out the park. And I know that other women to come or might compete again are going to do just as fantastic, if not better. And that's what it's all about. So many people, I always get this question, Mandee, how come you never ran for Ms Motorsports? Don't worry, guys. I've only been getting that question for 12 plus years. 12, right? You have to be at least 18. I'm 30. I've been getting it prior to 18. I always wanted to be a judge. It's just what I envisioned. I never envisioned myself up on the stage. And so when I was asked, I was so damn excited to be a judge this year. I'm still so giddy over it. I give a lot of credit to the women who step on that stage. But I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy the behind the scenes stuff. I enjoy knowing I helped choose the winner. I helped choose the winner that I feel really would help our sport. They're going to bring something to the table. They love it just as much as I do. People look at this and they see image, they see beauty, they see a lot of stuff that I'm probably not going to say just because I know kids listen to this. So I feel when I think Ms Motorsports, I want someone who has a personality, who is beautiful in her own way, who loves the sport, who really loves the sport and just wants what is best for the sport. They're not doing this just for themselves. Yes, there are tons of benefits from running, competing, and winning. But it's like the things that I do here. I have a podcast. I have a YouTube channel. I do a lot of stuff, and it looks like it's all about me, but I'm growing knowledge. I'm growing the exposure of our sport in all sorts of different ways. And so I feel that connection with the women that compete and want, the title. And so that's all I really hope for. I really hope that being a judge this past weekend, that I helped those women feel good about themselves. Being in that room, oh my God, it was so awkward. And being in that room, these women knowing like first impression is everything. And a judge would ask a question and then it gets silent. And then it's like awkward turtle. You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here like, okay, let's just you're all killing the vibe. This isn't, I don't even know what kind of fancy questions. This is simple questions we're asking to get to know them, to get to know, their purpose and their reasons and why they're doing this and all that good stuff. So I'm over here joking around, making it fun. To the women that competed, I really hope you know how proud I am of you, and kudos to you, because I would never be able to do that. I don't enjoy competing with other women. I do not. I want every woman to win. Do I believe in everyone receiving a trophy? No. But I do believe every single woman deserves to win with whatever it is that they want to do, whatever it is that they're driven and passionate about. So for me personally, I wanted to be able to make a name for myself my way, how I envisioned. And for pageants, that just really, it wasn't something I had in mind. I'm just in full support of those women who do them and go after them because they have a dream and they're going after it. You know, just because I never competed in a pageant doesn't mean I don't believe in it or think it's a good idea. I just feel that it wasn't my path to take. And so I wanted to be a judge and I got to be a judge. That was my path. I manifested it and it finally freaking happened. So at the end of the day, if it's something that you want to do or you're on the fence of doing, I'm giving you permission to just go and do it. The only regret you are going to have is not taking action, not trying. If you have people around you who aren't in support of it, just remember it is your dream, it's not theirs. There's a reason that vision was planted in between your ears and your beautiful brain. It's there for a reason. You know, you were given that vision and that desire for a reason. So I just want you to lean into it, get after it, and go do the damn thing and make yourself so gosh darn proud, because every woman who has ever stepped up on that stage, to me, that speaks confidence. Size, shape, personality, drive, the color of bathing suit they choose, like every single one of those women, they bring something to the table. And if at the end of the day, they don't get the crown, that's okay. That doesn't mean that the woman that got the crown is better than them. It just tells me that there's a different path for them. And so I hope you guys enjoy this. This is one of my woo-woo inspirational podcasts because so many women out there, and guys, it's 2023 and it's still hard to be a woman. But I feel as long as we stick together and we lift each other up, we work better together. So ladies, I love you all. Men, thank you for listening into this. Seriously, please support the women, cheer them on, make them feel like they are God's greatest gift. I know. Like, oh, let me just pop their bubble because their brain is just so big after I gave them that boost of confidence. No, you instill belief into them. Every action, every look, every word that you say, it affects that person next to you. So please just be courteous. You know, if you don't think they should be doing it, they didn't ask for your opinion. So just either don't watch or just don't say anything. Because, that's another podcast. I could just go on a whole rant of the things that have been said to me, and yet here I am still doing the damn thing. So thank you guys. If you enjoy this, please like it, please share it. Tag me on Instagram, on social media, wherever you listen to this, screenshot it, share it. I appreciate you all so much, and I really hope you are enjoying these podcasts because I'm loving them, I'm vibing with them, and so I hope you do too. All right, love you all, and catch you guys soon.